As you trek through the rolling hills of the open countryside, you see a spectacular panorama as the landscape stretches endlessly around you. Stabs, the rogue, notices something strange. The birds have fallen silent. Small pebbles and sand begins to vibrate, almost imperceptibly. Suddenly, the serene landscape cracks open and the earth itself erupts as a monstrous, chitinous, insectile monstrosity bursts forth from below, sending clods of dirt and rocks flying. Roll initiative. This should be where the action starts, but usually this is where it stops, as the players find their dice, roll, search their cluttered character sheet, and add modifiers and talk over each other as the DM polls the group, asking and re-asking what everybody rolled, and then rolling for the monsters and putting clothespins on the DM screen in the right order. Madness. Players go first. Whoever is ready first goes first, with play proceeding around the table clockwise. Everybody can clearly see their turn coming. No more getting caught off guard. If the person next to you is going, then you're next. Book, the wizard, is thinking, and Grudge, the fighter, is looking for his dice. So, Stabs goes first. Stabs wants to attack. They don't call me Stabs for nothing! Normally, this is where he'd roll a d20, and then check his character sheet to see what modifier to add, then confer with the DM, who will check the monster's stat block, and then communicate whether or not he hit, and give him permission to roll his damage dice or not. Again, this is madness. With very minor adjustments, we can cut to the chase and just roll the damage dice. Stabs rolls 1d4 for his dagger attack. On a 1, he misses. On a 4, he crits. And he gets a natural 1, a miss. Normally, this is where his turn would be over. A wasted turn. Now, instead of an action, bonus action, and movement, players get 3 action points. Attacking costs 1 action point. Because Stabs rolled fairly high on his initiative, he starts combat with 2 AP. He's got 1 left. He can attack again, but with stacking disadvantage, so he'll roll 2d4. 1 more shot. A 4 and a 3. Nice. He deals 3 damage. With no AP left, he'll use his cunning action for free and run away from this big scary bug. His turn is over and he recharges all 3 action points. Book is ready to go next. He rolled pretty bad on his initiative, so he'll only start his turn with 1 action point. He'll spend it by misty stepping away. His turn is over and he gets to recharge all 3 action points. Grudge, like Stabs, rolled fairly well on his initiative. He starts his first turn with 2 AP, but he was knocked prone and trapped under rubble when the bug attacked, so he uses his first AP to clear it out of the way and stand up. Then he makes an attack with his battle axe. Rolling 1d8, he gets a 6 and deals that much damage. His turn literally took 4 seconds. Not having to mess around with multiple rolls or conferring with a DM or anything else, he just rolls and deals that much damage. It's the Onkeg's turn now. Monsters likewise just roll their damage dice. They miss on a 1 and crit whenever they roll the maximum amount. So easy, so fast. The Onkeg's attack is 2d6 plus 6. Whenever an attack uses multiple dice, whichever die lands the furthest to the left is the primary die for seeing if it hits or not. He gets a 2 and a 3. So the Onkeg hits, dealing 11 damage. Now you might be thinking, what about armor class? Great question. There's a new block dodge reaction that players can take once per turn to reduce damage from an incoming attack based off of their AC. Now players get to have a say over when they take damage or not, at a cost. Grudge spends 1 of his action points to exactly block 11 damage. Nice. He takes no damage, but he is grappled now as the bug bites down on his shield and lifts him into the air with it. The Onkeg's second attack, Razor Claw. 1d12 plus 6 is made with advantage. Rolling 2d12, he gets a 4 and a 12. A critical hit! On a crit, the damage dice are rolled again and added to the total. Grudge takes a huge 21 damage. Stabs his turn. He spends his first action point to run back up to the big bug, his second action point to make an attack. With sneak attack, he deals 8 damage. With 1 AP left, he'll make an extra attack, but this time with disadvantage. Rolling 2d4, he gets 2 4s. Taking the lower die, it's still a critical hit. Amazing. Rolling 1 more d4, he gets another 4. There's no limit to how many times a critical hit can compound, except for your luck. He rolls 1 more d4 and gets a 1. Different sized weapons have different chances to crit and to miss. This evens out the damage curve a bit, so instead of, I guess I'll take the weapon with the bigger damage, weapon choice is a lot more interesting because on critical hits, players ignore monster armor class. In this case, Stabs gets to add his dex modifier to the damage as well when he normally wouldn't against a medium armored monster. So he deals 12 damage on this attack. Book's turn. He wants to cast a big spell. Cantrips and bonus action spells cost 1 AP, but leveled spells cost 2. Chromatic Orb, upcast to level 2, rolling 4d8. All right. The first die isn't a 1 or an 8, so it's a normal hit. 21 damage altogether. Well done, Book. One more action point left. He casts the cantrip Firebolt, since it's his second attack with disadvantage. 10 and a 4, so 4 more fire damage. Because Grudge spent 1 AP blocking damage, he's got 2 left at the start of his turn. He'll use the first to escape the grapple. His last action point to deal 5 damage. Finally, he's gonna action surge and attack for 6 more damage. Very cool. The Ankeg's turn again. After taking that much damage, it has all of its dozen eyes on the wizard. It skitters over to Book, sending grass and rocks flying. Now, the rogue and fighter could make an opportunity attack, but it'll cost an action point, and all opportunity attacks are made with disadvantage. Now it's an interesting choice, rather than an automatic decision that just slows gameplay down. Since Grudge has a larger weapon die, disadvantage is less likely to cause him to miss an opportunity attack, so he takes it. Rolling 2d8, he's gonna deal 4 more damage. The Ankeg comes in hard with a big bite, 2d6 plus 6, dealing 14 damage. Now, Book is a wizard, not nearly as heavily armored as the fighter. He's gonna need some magical help. The shield spell allows him to absorb a bit of extra damage. He'll spend 1 AP on the reaction spell and take only 5 damage. The Ankeg's Razor Claw attack hits even harder though with a very unlucky roll. It sends Book all the way to 0 hit points. Now, this is normally where a PC would go unconscious and not get to play any longer. But that's stupid. People come to play, let them play. He's not unconscious, he's a hero. For hitting 0 hit points, Book gains 1 level of exhaustion and the dying condition. Not great, but at least he still gets to play. He'll have 1 AP to spend on his turn. Seeing the way that this fight is going, Stabs is going to start his turn by assessing the situation. He spends 1 AP to make an insight check to see if he can read the bug at all, what it's planning on doing next, or maybe how much more punishment it can take. Rolling, he gets a 22 on his insight check. Wow. So the DM gives him some juicy information. The bug is looking rough, and it has a meal. It wants to escape and eat in peace. Better stop it before it gets away with your friend. On such a high roll, Stabs also spots a weak point in the Ankeg's chitinous armor. Attacking there will grant him advantage on all of his attacks this round. Stabs runs up for free with his cunning action and makes 2 attacks with his last 2 AP. The first one with advantage, the second as a straight roll since advantage and disadvantage cancel out. Dealing 19 damage total. Book's turn. He knows he's likely not strong enough to pry himself out of the mandibles of this thing, and since he's dying, he only has 1 action point to work with. So instead, he'll cast Misty Step to get away. But attacking or casting a spell while dying is very taxing on the body. Book is able to successfully get away, but he has to make a strength save to see if he's injured himself any further. With an 8 on the save, he fails, taking a 2nd level of exhaustion. If he gets to 6, he's dead. The tension rises. Grudge moves in for 1 action point and attacks for 7 more damage. The Ankeg turns to find his meal has gotten away. It charges toward Book again, claws clacking. It makes a Razor Claw attack for 17 damage. Taking damage while dying will cause Book to suffer 2 more levels of exhaustion. 1 more hit, and he's a goner. For its second attack, the Ankeg goes for the kill with its bite attack, 2d6 plus 6, dealing 13 damage. But Book is smart. He thought ahead, and when he teleported, he moved near his companion just close enough for him to be able to help if needed. Stabs uses the interposer reaction, pushing Book out of the way of the attack, becoming the target himself instead. He uses a 2nd AP to dodge some of the incoming damage, taking only 7. Multiple reactions in 1 round is fine, but a player's only allowed 1 of each. Doing lots of things during other players' turns means you'll have less you can do on your turn, keeping the game moving along quickly. Stabs' turn. He's only got 1 action point. He knows that if this bug has 1 more turn, then his friend Book is likely a goner. He asks Book for a little bit of help.
Hey buddy, you think you can distract it for me?
Book, on the verge of death, spends his only action point to waggle his rear end. The DM loves the idea. It makes sense. That would totally distract the Ankeg. No need to roll to see if the help is successful. Stabs gets advantage on this attack. Rolling 2d4 plus his sneak attack dice. In a flash, the rogue's dagger finds its mark. With an agonized, gurgling, insectile screech, the Ankeg convulses as its innards spill out, and the lifeless husk falls dead at the rogue's feet. congratulations, the day is won. Combat in D&D can sometimes be a predictable slog, but this encounter was run using a 5e variant called Nimble. It speeds up combat and fixes a lot of the frustrating, time-wasting aspects of the game, giving both players and DMs more interesting tactical options for play, without slowing the game down or making it more fiddly. It's quick to pick up and drop into any existing campaign. Players and DMs so far love it. If you'd like to try it out, follow the link in the description to download the free core rules. Any questions or comments, you know what to do. If you like this, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button too. That'll help other people see it. Thanks for watching.